So, um, conversations can lead into these discussions and these videos that I make. The fact that people believe in cryptocurrency is massive. Seeing that traditionalists, seeing big investors, institutions, banks start believing in cryptocurrency and seeing the ETFs and how much money is flowing in there, it's amazing. But I think they don't understand the full breakdown of what cryptocurrency is and what it was supposed to be. Because when you look at that breakdown and when you try and understand it a little bit more, they really only understand what Bitcoin is because that's the only thing that's over explained and continuously explained to a lot of people. So when people bring up Ethereum, it's like, I know what Ethereum is, but what is it? Like, what does it do? I know what XRP is, but what is it? What does it do? Solana, all of these other things that are worth billions, tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, and they don't know what they do. So the conversation, that I had recently led into why XRP is going to overtake Bitcoin. And it all started from just asking me how crypto is going. And I said, crypto's going amazing. Bitcoin looks amazing. And they were like, yeah, we have a lot of big investors that are investing into Bitcoin now and believing in Bitcoin and all of that. And it's going to stay at the top and it's going to dominate the market for a long time. And I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know if it'll dominate for a long time. And then they said, do you think Ethereum's going to take over? And I said, no, I think it will overtake Bitcoin, but no, I think what will take over to lead the market will be XRP. And they asked me to explain. Right. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through, an AI breakdown of kind of that because they tend to kind of summarize it a little bit. But um, in a nutshell, this is what I basically mentioned was the fact that XRP is going to be used a lot differently than the way Bitcoin is going to be used. And if we think of what cryptocurrency was in the beginning stages of things, it was all about being able to use it as a payment, right? It doesn't have to take over the dollar, but it could take over the process or the ability to use another form of payment. Right? Instead of using that almighty dollar or your debit card or a credit card, which still functions or flows through the dollar, we now flow through XRP. We now flow through cryptocurrency. That's what Bitcoin was supposed to be. But the fact that Bitcoin takes so long and can't process as many transactions as something like an XRP or a Solana, it doesn't make sense to go about it that way. So now it's just a store of value. So before we get started in this video, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links that are down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to check out my link for BTCC, that link is in the description. If you specifically use my link, you can get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you could trade all the way up to a 500x leverage. This is a good platform that I have a couple of trades on. You're going to see some really, really positive trades that I have, some in Ethereum by 600%, 700% for Caspa, 400%, 75%, and so on and so forth. So anyways, feel free to check out my link for BTCC down below if you guys are interested in leverage trading. But just an AI breakdown of XRP surpassing Bitcoin. Here's the arguments for XRP potentially surpassing Bitcoin. Utility and efficiency. XRP, that's kind of the main argument. XRP is designed for high speed, low cost cross border payments, potentially making it more appealing for institutional and financial sector adoption compared to Bitcoin, which is often seen as a store of value or digital gold. Scalability. XRP boasts faster transaction speeds up to 1,500 transactions per second with 3 to 5 seconds settlement compared to Bitcoin's slower transaction times, 7 transactions per second, average 10-minute block settlement, which is not going to be good if you're standing in a grocery store. Now, however, you can look at this and go, well, the dollar is not easily transferable and it takes a while to get there. It takes you multiple days in order to go through a pending process. And Bitcoin with 10 minutes looks amazing. However, there's something even more popular, something that's created in the US, and something that has faster transaction times and lower costs. So growing adoption Growing adoption and institutional interest. Ripple, the company behind XRP, has established partnerships with various financial institutions for its payment solutions. According to Wisdom Tree, favorable regulatory outcomes and potential launch of XRP related ETFs could further boost institutional participation. Technology innovation. XRP's ledger ability to support DeFi, NFTs, tokenized assets could drive ecosystem expansion and utility growth. Outperform in the XRP to BTC pair. XRP to BTC pair has shown strength in mid 2025, potentially indicating a shift in investor sentiment and possible altcoin season where altcoins outperform Bitcoin. Now, the breakdown of obviously why XRP could surpass Bitcoin, or sorry, against XRP surpassing Bitcoin, it all leads to, right, Bitcoin's dominance and store of value of like what it is. It's digital gold, and people look at it that way, right? Now, are you going to see it grow in value based off the fact of you not using it and rather than just holding it? The scarcity and also the competition, right? XRP faces competition and other payment focused blockchain solutions, traditional finance systems like Swift, which you can say the same thing for Bitcoin. So I can argue both sides, right? And I can argue against those arguments that they have for being against XRP surpassing Bitcoin. But all roads lead to this, right? If you look at XRP and you look at the breakdown, even again, them talking about the gap between Bitcoin and XRP, it said that 1.9 trillion versus 83 trillion, but you see that XRP has grown to 208 trillion. You are still looking at a 2.4 trillion dollar market cap, but it can only go so far with being a store of value. Yes, the supply is scarce, but you can look at XRP the same way. The supply is scarce in exactly what you can use it for, right? But when you ultimately look at XRP, it has more of an ability to be used. That's the bigger picture item. Now, surpassing Bitcoin would mean that this would have to more than 10x from where it is, right? Which I believe it's definitely easily possible to a $35 price, if not my overall level that I believe it's going to get to, at least from my investment side of it, is $100, right? Which you would be looking at multiple trillions of dollars worth of a market cap. But I understand that when you look at a utility bull run, when you look at the art of understanding what is cryptocurrency, you have to look outside of what is being pushed in front of you. What's being pushed in front of you is that Bitcoin is it. Bitcoin's going to be the end all be all, and you have to go from there. What you have to understand is that it's not American-made cryptocurrency if you are from the U.S. If you're trying to push it as being that next best thing or being heavily utilized, yes, you can say, I'm going to hold it for a long period of time, and it's great to hold it, has a ton of value. But when you look at things that are, created and being able to be changed and adjusted for the better, that's what XRP is. Honestly, that's what Ethereum is as well. And that's why many people thought the flippening would happen with Ethereum flipping Bitcoin. Now, I think that will happen, but I also think that XRP will flip Ethereum and flip Bitcoin. And it will be the number one cryptocurrency in the world because of the fact that it can be used and will be used in various situations that you can't use anything else. You can say that there's competition out there, but that competition is nothing in comparison to what XRP can do. The community behind it, the push, the FOMO, the fact that you have Brad Garlinghouse sitting at the table at some of these discussions when it comes to governmental impact in cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency impact on governments in general. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. And you have to factor all of that in when you make your decision. So when I have these conversations about XRP breaking past these levels and being worth a lot more, it's not for you guys to just go ahead and invest and pump what I have. No, right? I know what's going to happen regardless, right? It's not about you guys. I can't do that anyways. I mean, you're talking about it already has $5 or $9.5 billion worth of volume, What's another $20,000 worth of volume? $100,000 worth of volume? We're talking about billions of dollars with a B. Billions of dollars, damn near tens of billions of dollars that are flowing into here. And once word gets out that XRP and is going to be heavily used and how it's going to be used, just wait to see what the volume actually looks like for this position. So, I mean, let's count our days, but I believe it's going to happen, and I can't wait for that to happen. Now, again, this is all my opinion. It's not necessarily saying that this is 100% fact. There are other people that share my opinion. There are other people that are against my opinion. And I don't want you guys to just go, oh, Matt is right because he's talking with a lot of energy and he brought up some things that are on the internet. Anything could be on the internet. This is just other people that also side with me in a way, and AI showing us that there are both sides to the coin, right? Two sides to this coin. Like, hey, people are for it, people are against it. So anyways, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Again, if you guys want to check out my link for BTCC down below, that link will be at the top of the description. I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.